Listen, I know exactly what it feels like to be heartbroken. I know exactly what it feels like to think that you had a great relationship with somebody, and the next thing you know, either things started falling apart and you guys decided mutually that it just wasn't going to work out, or he or she came up to you one day and just said, you know what, I want out. It hurts. It hurts a lot. But I'm here to tell you that even in the midst of darkness, there's light at the end of the tunnel, right? For those who don't know me, my name is Marcus Frazier here from Teachable Tuesdays, here to motivate you, encourage you, and inspire you to be a better you. We use on this channel motivational techniques to help you not just get through different situations in life, but also encourage you to become the best version that you could possibly be. So, as always, if you like the video, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe button, stay up to date with all of my future Teachable Tuesdays content videos. And today I want to talk to you guys about 3 things that you can do if you've been heartbroken from a relationship that ended. Now, again, like I said in the beginning of the video, sometimes relationships end because it's a mutual agreement and we realize things ain't just working out. And even if it's a mutual agreement, that doesn't mean that it doesn't hurt. I've been in relationships to where it didn't work out and it ended amicably, but sometimes those are even worse than the breakups because it's just like, well, dang, y'all decided together, but you realize maybe y'all could have decided together that it could have worked out, but it was just impossible at the time or period, right? And then, of course, some relationships end because somebody decides to go up to you and let you know, hey, you know, I love you, I care about you, but this just is not working right now, or it's just not working, period. Which to me, right now means period, to be honest. But that's just my standpoint. But anywho, so 3 things that you could do after a heartbreak. Number 1, allow yourself time to grieve, right? The ending of relationships suck because true relationships, true romantic relationships especially, come a dime and a dozen these days. We live in a society where situationships, where whatever ships seem to be the norm. So it's one of those things where when you get into an authentic relationship with someone, you really hope that it works. And you really hope that it works because you know that there's not too many people out there that are genuine, unfortunately, these days. Not saying they're not out there, but sometimes they can be hard to find. Not only that, it's hard enough to be compatible with someone, which, by the way, I'm gonna talk about this in another video, but I feel like, you know, with the whole chemistry aspect, we should always choose covenant over chemistry, but we'll talk about that in another video. I got something special for that. But anyways, allow yourself time to grieve. It's gonna hurt, it's gonna suck. You lost something, right? And a lot of people, when I say time to grieve, they're like, Marcus, that sounds like death. Well, essentially it is, yeah. Grieving is a part of the process of death. It doesn't necessarily have to be the physical manifestation of death, but it is the death of something. And in this case, it is the death of something that was promising, which is a relationship, which both of you guys built together. So you got to give yourself time to grieve, time to feel out your emotions, right? And that junk sucks. I can tell you from personal experience. But if you don't give yourself time to grieve, what'll happen is you will have a hard time moving forward, and you could potentially hold yourself back from future relationships because there will be others. And I'm not trying to give you the cliche trope of, oh, it's okay, there are plenty of fish left in the sea. No, if you're hurt right now, feel that hurt. If you feel like there's nobody else out there at the moment, then you have a right to feel that way. Just don't stay there, okay? Number 2, which kind of goes into number 2, what I'm saying. Don't stay in the grieving season for too long. I can't tell you how to grieve. I can't necessarily tell you how long to grieve. That's not my place. It's never been my place. That's nobody's place. But the one thing I will say is this. As you're grieving, continue to take action steps to move forward, right? Now, you might be thinking to yourself, well, Marcus, how do I take action steps to move forward and I just feel like I have no hope? Well, there's little things that you can do on a daily basis. Number 1, go outside. And when I say go outside, I'm not saying be out in the streets, smashing, getting smashed, and all that good stuff. No, I'm not saying that at all. And I know some of y'all are like, dang, you went there? Yes. Because unfortunately, there are some people that as soon as they get out of relationships, they get reckless. Don't get reckless, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Do not get reckless. But what I am saying is live life. Go out and enjoy yourself. Go on solo dates. You know what I'm saying? Go to the park. Go to the movies by yourself. Learn how to connect with yourself again. Because when you're in a relationship, while I do think it's truly important for you to continue to connect with yourself, you're also connecting with other people, right? It's a two-part job. You're continuing to improve yourself, but you're also improving the quality of your relationship. Because when you're in a relationship, it's not just about you. It's not just about them. It's about us. You feel me? So now that it's just about you again, you have time to sit back and to focus and to really get into who you are as an individual, right? To figure out more about yourself. And during this time, you might also pick up little things like, why didn't the relationship work out? Was it something I did? Maybe it was some signs I missed. Maybe it was just the luck of the draw of life. It'd be like that sometimes. So after you've grieved with step one, step two, don't stay down for too long. Feel out your emotions. It's okay for you to be sad. It's okay for you to be upset. It's okay for you to cry. It's okay for you to even be in a slight depressive state. But eventually you got to arise from the ashes and start moving again. And the third thing that you should do after, the heartbreak of a relationship is kind of ties to number two. Write down things that went right, things that went wrong, right? This might be hard to identify at first while you're grieving, because while you're grieving, you just wish it could work out with this person and so on and so forth. But the reason why I say write things down that you did, that not necessarily that you did right, but things that went right, things that went wrong, is because, again, sometimes some relationships end regardless if it was mutual or if it was on one person. I know me, and I have a bad habit of doing this, and this is something that I have to stop doing, and I guess this could be a bonus as well. I'll talk about this in a second, is if you didn't do anything wrong, stop turning it inward. I have a bad habit of doing that, right? I'm going to get to that in a second. But with you writing things down that went right and things that went wrong, it allows you to identify, okay, what was working in a relationship? Okay, what was not working? Maybe it was something that I brought up that wasn't fixed. Maybe it was something that they brought up that wasn't fixed. Maybe it was just a mutual non-alignment, right? It's so many different things. And I actually did that recently with my most recent breakup, right? I actually sat down and I took notes on, okay, this is what went right. This is what went wrong. What were some of the things that went right? Well, some of the things that went right were we were both believers. We were both connected. You know what I'm saying? I ended up getting a lot more connected with God because of this person, because we were both in a deep connection with him and so on and so forth. What were the things that went wrong? This person didn't want, she was mutual about children and ended up not wanting children. I had to learn that if a person is mutual about children, technically they're not for having children. You know what I'm saying? And this is no knock on that person. Let me just go ahead and make that perfectly clear. But I'm just giving you guys an example of things that I learned. You got to really identify what are some things that you learned that didn't work, so that way when you go into another relationship, you could be like, okay, all right, I can pinpoint some things so I know how to move better next time, right? Those are things you really got to think about. And let me go on to the bonus one, right? So the bonus one being, I lost my train of thought that fast. Geez Louise, help me, Lord. The bonus one, so moving forward, right? Actually being able to better identify the right people for you, right? And I know this could be a bit tough. And this is what you do like way after heartbreak, right? This is like the steps after the recovery. But I'm gonna just put this out there. Whenever you are done with your healing journey, and when I say healing journey, I don't mean you going out and being reckless. Let me make that perfectly clear. I keep saying that, but a lot of people think that they can heal just being reckless. No, when you're reckless, and what I mean by reckless is just casually dating after a relationship, casually, physical intimacy with just anybody, just putting yourself out there to people that you don't really care about, or you don't care about your own well-being, it's only gonna hurt you in the long run. So after you have truly healed, you haven't dated anybody, or if you did date people, you were actually dating with a purpose and you were healing at the same time and so on and so forth. Now you need to make sure that you create a list of things that you're willing to do, things that you're not willing to do. Make a list of pros and cons of yourself, right? So that way you can continuously improve. Make your preferences list. And also make a list of what you desire in a man or a woman. You know, a lot of us that are single, we, and myself included, we have not made a list of things that we want. And not only that, we didn't submit that list to God. I'm gonna add that in there as well. So first of all, if you don't have no vision, there can be no creation. Let me say it again. If you have no vision, there can be no creation. So you can say all you want. I like this type of man. I like this type of woman, so on and so forth. But if you don't even have it written down, what that gonna do? What that gonna do? Nothing. Because you can have it in your mind, but like have a reminder. Because when I wrote my list down, and I'm gonna do a video on that. I wasn't gonna do a video. I had canceled it, but I think I'm gonna just move forward with that. It's been on my heart, so I'm gonna go ahead and move forward in that fashion. But when I did it, it really made me realize, oh, okay, you know, I really don't like this. I really thought that I could put up with this, but I can't, or I don't want to. Also, I realized that I have a type, but also realizing that your type is not necessarily always right for you, but that's besides the point. The whole point is make sure after you're done with your healing process after heartbreak that you really identify what you want, because maybe your relationship didn't work out because that wasn't what you really wanted. And maybe you just didn't realize it till after the breakup. Or maybe it wasn't really what God wanted for you. Did you ever think about that? We'll talk about that later. Anyways, Marcus Frazier from Teachable Tuesdays here to motivate you, encourage you, inspire you to be a better you. This is a little bit longer of a video than I thought it was going to be, but I still hope you guys enjoyed the content. As always, hit the like button, subscribe button, notification button to stay up to date with my future Teachable Tuesdays videos. And I'll catch you on the flip side. Peace.